This is everything you need to know about the 2024 Kawasaki Ridge. This is an all-new model that takes some of the best aspects of our favorite side-by-sides and combines them into an inexpensive package. The Ridge is a rec-ute rig sort of similar to the Yamaha R-Max. Unlike that machine, Kawasaki focused on utility and rider comfort, pulling a page from the likes of the Ranger XD 1500. That starts with the biggest news, an all-new inline four-cylinder 999cc engine. That peppy little mill puts out up to 116 horsepower in XR trim. And in base form puts out about 96. Big Bad XR here puts out about 8 more horsepower than the Yamaha R-Max, but makes just a shave less torque. Really, you're not gonna feel it. Keep in mind, this engine is big news. There is only one other four-cylinder side-by-side on the market, and that is the insane Polaris RZR Pro R. And boy, do we love a Kawasaki four-cylinder. We just got finished ripping around a track and it sounds excellent. Little four-banger just screaming away, having a blast. At launch, Kawasaki's gonna have two basic variants. The base Ridge, which comes with 27-inch tires, a little bit less horsepower, and a bench seat, and this thing, which is the XR. The XR comes with more horsepower, more ground clearance, and bucket seats. So obviously, if we were buying, we would step up to the XR. No, you don't really feel the horsepower difference in most use cases, but having a little bit extra grunt is super nice. The XR also gets you a front locker. The base Ridge just has a rear locker. Not that sticking with the base rig is going to cost you any real capability. Both machines can tow 2,000 pounds and can carry 1,000 pounds in the bed. Speaking of that bed, this thing is super cool. For the first time, Kawasaki gives you a one-handed dump release. No more walking around the rig and undoing latches. It also gives you a single-handed tailgate for the first time. Big single latch, drop the thing, easy as pie. The bed is also massive at 35 by 49 inches. That's bigger than just about any other rec-ute rig in the segment. Sure, the Ranger XD 1500 can haul and tow more, but you're gonna pay for that privilege. Keep in mind the base XD 1500 starts at $29,999. This rig base starts at $23,999. There's all sorts of trims from the base Ranch edition all the way up to the HVAC, which comes with the full factory cab, air conditioning with heat and defrost, multiple modes. All that stuff is super nice. Big glass windshield wiper, all that stuff works great. All the way up to the XR Deluxe, which includes a bench seat. So if you don't like the buckets, but you still want all of the goodies that comes with an XR, Kawasaki's got you covered. All the trims have a much improved interior inside. This thing still feels a little bargain because it is a bargain machine. You're not spending upwards of $40,000 on a Ridge. Still, we love the seats. The buckets, especially in the XR, are super comfortable, super supportive. Even when we were ripping around using this thing, like, you're probably not gonna. Speaking of interiors, there's all sorts of little things that aid driver comfort, right? The seats slide forward and aft about 5 inches or so. There's a tilt wheel for the first time. Yeah, we wish it had telescope, but it's a big step in the right direction. The driving position is still a little bit school bussy, but you know, that's kind of to be expected on a utility rig like this one. Otherwise, Kawasaki has given the Ridge some of our favorite things from the rest of the company's lineup, including a big TFT gauge screen that comes from the Kawasaki KRX 1000 ES. You also get multiple drive modes from normal, worked, and sport. All of those change the characteristics of the machine drastically. And like I said, all Ridge models come with selectable four-wheel drive on the fly with a selectable rear locker, so you don't have to worry about tearing up your farm. Some of our other favorite things, this thing comes with steel fender liners up front. You know, this thing is built to last for a long time. Kawasaki is super proud of their 3-year warranty, which is longer than any other manufacturer out there. You know, spec-wise, this thing's not gonna win any awards. It's got about 12.7 inches of suspension travel. Top-tier models get about 14 inches of ground clearance. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. So those are the basics. What's it like to drive? It's pretty fun, you know? It's way more fun than a utility rig has any right to be. The engine's really peppy. The CVT is also very smooth. Kawasaki told us this CVT does not use a centrifugal clutch. It's more of a standard automotive type design. And that means that engine braking has to be accomplished by some pretty clever trickery with the ECU. You let off the throttle, the ECU opens the throttle plate just a little bit, just enough to spin up the CVT, engage the belt to help you slow down. You know, the suspension's nothing to write home about. It's a little buckboardy, but also to be expected for a rig that can haul 1,000 pounds. We're not gonna hold that against it. So who is the Ridge for? Well, like all rec-ute rigs, it's for somebody who has a bunch of work to do, but also wants to get out on the weekend and have some fun. No, it's not gonna be as rowdy as models like the R-Max or the Can-Am Commander, but that's not what this machine is for. Kawasaki has always been a work company, work first. They're a heavy industry manufacturer. They get getting a job done, and that's what this thing is at its core. But it's also gonna offer a lot more comfort than some of of the other rec-ute rigs out there. That sealed cab alone is 100% worth it if you live in a place with harsh weather. Think Pacific Northwest with a lot of rain, out here in Arizona where it's hot as can be in the summer, or way up north where it's really, really cold. That sealed cab means you are spending more days riding. And importantly, the Ridge is for someone who doesn't want to pay 3/4 ton truck prices for their side-by-side. At $23,999, this thing is an absolute bargain. Throw a cab on it, throw a doors on it, all the rest of that, and it's still not going to break the bank. You're still going to be under $30,000, which is just about unheard of, even in competitors like the Ranger XP North Star Edition. All right, we're going to have a full review of the 2024 Ridge coming out soon over at UTV Driver. Be sure to check it out. We're going to have galleries, we're going to have a buyer's guide, the whole 9 yards. Anything you want to know or need to know about the Kawasaki Ridge, we'll see you there.